add on the whole Cecilio and KK, the players that have left now, and I feel they don't need a lot, and the players that left, it's players that did not really take part.
Sure.
Not personally, not the way maybe I and I'm sure Lebona and the technical team would have expected things to go right. I mean, you go into a pre-season coming from a strong finish in terms of winning the Nedbank Cup. Interesting and let me not say difficult, but it's going to be an interesting time for Bona. A week later, a week after Bacata from the Netherlands tour, it will be the first game that we are seeing them.
Yeye, the man who's been there and done that. Now, catch Yeye and his thoughts every week on Omni Audio with soccer knowledge that will make your ears burst and your jaw drop wide open. It's Yeye Time, exclusive to Omni Audio and live on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and X every Monday at 1200 hours.
Otherwise, Khotman?
Mnati wena?
Mnati, Khotman. Argan right on.
Okay. Dumelang. It is that time of the week again, Monday, and we are doing this thing again, and we don't give up. We keep doing it.
Khotman, it's going down this weekend. You're traveling all the way down to Durban to the Moses Mabhida Stadium for the Toyota Cup. Kaizer Chiefs first team taking on Asante Kotoko, and the Legends playing against former players who are KZN based. How do you anticipate the trip, Khotman?
Most definitely for Rona it is going to be, and Rona as in for the legends of the club, it is going to be a nice, relaxed time because I mean we are not really playing for anything really. We just there to entertain obviously the supporters, to engage obviously and be on the field with our colleagues and former colleagues that we used to play against when we were still competing. So it's going to be very, very a great time for us. But on the flip side of things, our senior team, it is going to be very interesting and let me not say difficult, but it's going to be an interesting time for Bona. A week later, a week after Bacata from the Netherlands tour, it will be the first game that we are seeing them locally and live. So it's going to be a nice weekend for Kaizer Chiefs. Obviously, of course, with the new jersey home and away that has been launched, it will be seen and live on the field. Saturday, the teams are playing with it.
Khotman, they traveled all the way to the Netherlands for pre-season, but they did games A5.
Yeah.
Of the 5 games that they played, they only won 1 match. And I think a lot of us, especially for Mocho that's been following football for a very long time, or you played football yourself, it was easy to pick up the areas of improvement. What did you make of their whole preseason campaign?
Sure. Not personally, not the way maybe I and I'm sure Lebona and the technical team would have expected things to go right. I mean, you go into a pre-season coming from a strong finish in terms of winning the Nedbank Cup, and then you go into a pre-season the idea where you want to finish to start where you finished, and obviously get continuity and obviously set a standard for the upcoming season, but it doesn't go the way obviously you wanted to, or you anticipated things to go the way. Now, I don't think it's we should now start panicking. I don't think so. Yes, as it we usually say, get pre-season, we don't have to worry. No. We have to worry that we did not really start okay. But do we have to press a panic button? No. We don't have to. We still have 2 more weeks to try and make things right. 1 weekend this weekend, Toyota Cup against Asante Kotoko, and then the following weekend, obviously, that is the MTN 8 weekend where Kaizer Chiefs is not taking part. So we still have that leeway 2 weeks in Yana to try and emphasize and correct the things that we did not do right go Netherlands, and then hopefully that when we play our first game, things are in order, and in order in a way the performance, it's a decent performance that will allow the team to get points, while obviously the coach is still trying to integrate the new players into the Kaizer Chiefs system.
Asante Kotoko is a Ghanaian giant. They're one of the biggest teams in African football, and Kaizer Chiefs has played them before in the Vodacom Challenge, and Libona themselves, they're going to the CAF Confederations Cup next season, so they also in a rebuilding process. They're probably going to try new players against Kaizer Chiefs, so this is more preseason for them themselves. How do you see Kaizer Chiefs performing against these guys on the weekend? Prediction ya gago, Grootman.
The performance or the result?
I want both. The performance, the result. You see them taking the game to Asante Kotoko but losing, or you see them winning?
I see them winning. And then maybe the result it get biased, double. Mara still I see them winning. If anything to go by with the last game's performance, it was not a bad performance, right? And then for me, I would say, let's then build up from there, from that last performance. And if we can be able to build up from that performance, fix those smaller mistakes that happened, obviously considered a goal at the last minute with a lapse of concentration defensively. We were not really organized and we did not concentrate. So if you'd really fix those few things, and then we try now to then focus on what do we do when we get opportunities in the final third, or rather how do we create those scoring opportunities, and when we do create them, how do we put them in, how do we score and convert those chances. So if we use this week obviously to try and iron up those few things, we will have a decent performance, and a decent performance any day will give you a good result. Do we want a decent result as Kaizer Chiefs? No, Kaizer Chiefs is a big team. You need to perform week in, week out, right? A good performance. But life does not work that way. When sometimes you do have a bad game and still win games. But with me, my thinking now it is, can we at least have a decent performance, the same as the last game in Netherlands, build up on that, and 5-6 games in the league will probably then be in a space where players' confidence is a bit high. Now they understand a bit of what the coach wants, and then now the performance is much, much better. And 10-15 games later, then we'll probably say, okay, now we want the top performance as a big team. You must really apply yourself, dominate games, win games, and then dominate moments of the important of the game. It's already important, and allow the team to win.
Godman, just sticking with Kaizer Chiefs, people have been complaining, especially on social media, that whenever Kaizer Chiefs wants players, the team, they want ridiculous amounts of money, and then Kaizer Chiefs ends up losing interest. They even made an example with Kaizer Mayo. Chiefs wants to sign the boy, but they have to first negotiate with his dad. Apparently, like they're talking lipapakai so that they sign him. Do you think that South African teams don't want to sign their players to Kaizer Chiefs because they're happy when they're struggling, and it becomes good for some people like us who support Orlando Pirates and stuff?
I think if your model as a business person or as a club, you want a certain amount of money, and it should be really the same with anyone. If you want put a tag, more player ring of 800 rand, I feel for anyone that would give you 800 rand, you should be fair enough to release a player, right? But it cannot work more highly Chiefs that wants a certain player ke 10 rand, but highly batho ba bang ke 8 rand. That's not being honest. That's not doing a business ka tsela e right. Because ba nagana hore it's either one of the few things. One, they know Chiefs will not pay that amount of money, and because they won't pay it because they know you are overpricing a player, right? Two would be vele that team does not want to sell the player to Chiefs, right? So what do you do as Kaizer Chiefs if people are overpricing players, but they give them a lesser price? Personally, I would not force things, Lena. To be honest, as much as I would say I want that player, but if now I get the price different between the same player but with different teams, then I will not do that. I'll rather get people by they are at that price that I want, or that price that we can afford, and hopefully then we build that player that is there.
Godman, the MTN 8 starts soon, but before we talk about the MTN 8, Orlando Pirates, Lebona, they back from their preseason tour.
Yeah.
They've played 4, lost 1, drew 2, and then they also won 1. And we saw Mofokeng being key in most of those matches as expected of him. And then as he's playing well, the rumor broke for the same team that signed him,
They want him.
wants to sign him now. Do you see him leaving, or do you think Orlando Pirates is going to say, nope, we need him for another season?
I want him to go. And I'm not talking as a person, obviously, that is on the other side, right? But I'm talking as a footballer, a football person, to say this is an opportunity for him. I think 2 seasons here he's been doing well, right? And with him, or with his performance the past 2 seasons, doing well, and even for the national team, and getting this opportunity, it's a great one for him, career wise and then financially. So I would be happy to see him join Nkota Mohau that side, or join any other team in Europe, for personal growth, for his career, and financially, then he will definitely grow. If he stays at Pirates, I hope that it doesn't get to him mo tlhaloganyong, and doesn't disturb his rhythm. It doesn't disturb his performance. Yes, the 4 games that he played, he had good games. He has been. We can all see that he's a key member our key player, the team at the moment. So are they going to allow him to go? We don't know, but I'm hoping and wish that Orlando Pirates allows him that opportunity to go and try things out there. And yeah.
Khotman, we had this conversation in the morning with Zo, and I'd like to hear your opinion on this. Relebohile Mofokeng is the face of South African football. You take Relebohile Mofokeng, he goes overseas. Who do we look like? Who's as exciting as him? You know, who becomes his successor? Relebohile Mofokeng leaves. Do we then fill up stadiums? Do we sell out tickets? Does the derby become as exciting to watch? Because most of the time when we watch the derby, we want to see what he's going to do against Kaizer Chiefs. I think the one person that could have matched his level of excitement is Mfundo Vilakazi, but they're not giving him enough game time. So now if he goes to Saudi, we're only going to see him when he gets a call-up for Bafana, if he does get the call-up. So isn't that going to be bad for our football locally if he leaves?
No. It won't be bad. For his personal growth, it's the good thing, right? For football in our country, it also says now we have players that can compete or that are wanted at that stage. I don't think we've had a player that was wanted or signed from South Africa to Saudi Arabia before. I don't think so. We might be wrong. But now we have that opportunity. Mohau is gone. Rele can go, right? 2 seasons ago, before Rele broke into the first team, as an DDC, we had really sort of average youngsters, age mates, but we still had a lot of talent go DDC, right? And I'm saying this. It's a generational thing. We had Boscarango that were outstanding. We had Boshavul, we had Bochi's boy Mokwena. So we had the late Gift Leremi. So we had those one players here and there, right? But that does not say we did not have the talent in our country. So even if he goes, I am sure in the next 3 months we'll see another player that is outstanding, that is showing the signs, and then 2 seasons down the line he's also one of the top players. And the good thing for that would quickly close that gap. A lot of teams now decided the youngsters, right? So you are not even going to search for a youngster or any team. So there's a whole lot of the youngsters that we don't even know. Your Makezi, your Mama. We have a lot of the youngsters there. So surely during the season we'll get a player that is more talented, that is more skillful, that has the right attitude, that loves what he's doing, that is enjoying being a kid and being on the field. So we have a lot of them, but it's just a matter of time that we get few others.
Really hope it materializes. Khotman, it's been quiet. It's been very quiet. They begin their preseason campaign today. They coming back to do their things. They've been so relaxed. They've gotten used to winning the league so much that they're like, you know what, we don't need to prepare like these other guys. We're gonna win. We're gonna win again. There's no point. They haven't even been on the market to go sign players. So there's no point. No. But on the real, Khotman, it's been so quiet that it's worrying somehow that a team like Mamelodi Sundowns, by now they would have announced, they would have signed a lot of players. They've released a few players in Lebogang Maboe, Sipombule, Lucas Suarez, and other players. Do you think Batlo sign this season, or are they coming back with the same team to retain the league?
I think they deserve the timeout. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I think they deserve that time to take a break of football. take care of other things than football, spend time with their families, and I think I said it last week, Jorge. Things might be quiet, obviously, on the field side of things, but I'm sure that the backroom staff, the management is as busy with the Dilinyana trading that we will hear from them soon, right? Are they going to sign players? I think so. It might not be a lot. It might not be a lot. 3 players to obviously add on the whole Cecilio and KK, the players that have left now. And I feel they don't need a lot. And the players that left, it's players that did not really take part and played last season. It's players that were not even part of the squad. Go the World Cup, go the Club World Cup. So already you can see Jorge, they can afford to go back, go the new season with the already squad that they have, because of most of them they went go the Club World Cup. Most of them we know them, and they have a squad that can really compete for the season. I don't think in their head it's going to be easy. That is why they take this time out. I think it's just to refresh the players to come back hungry enough to play football again.
Hodman, the MTN 8 starts next week. At some point we kept saying 2 weeks. The way time flies. At home next week. Kicks off with Orlando Pirates on the 2nd of August. They take on Polokwane City at 3 p.m. 2-0 Orlando Pirates, mole.
Yeah?
2-0 Pirates, mole.
2.
Pirates. 2 Pirates. Relay scores 1. Apollo scores 1. Orlando Pirates advance to the quarterfinals. We're
not the Pirates, isn't it? Sure. It will depend on no. Let me start Casco first. They'll win that game. They'll win that game, but not going to be an easy game against Polokwane City. The Polokwane City is very stubborn team. They like fight. They're aggressive. Also, they apply themselves very well. They want to play Lebona. They compete very well. So it's not going to be an easy game for Orlando Pirates. Depending on the starting 11, also, sa Pirates will determine the start season yabon, because we've seen, or maybe not, in terms of the intensity, in terms of the rhythm, the previous season to now, it is a bit slow. Now the style of play is a bit of more a slow build up, keeping the ball more in their half instead of obviously quick moving out from the first zone to the second and to the final third. Maybe that is affected also by a lot of new players coming into the team and the coach. Maybe it's because the coach wants them to play like that. So I don't know. But all I'm saying is they will win the game, but it will be a game where it will not be an easy game, where we've seen Pirates last season to be a team that applies themselves, that take the game to the opponents, whether they're playing home or away. So yeah, we'll see on which starting 11 does the coach start with, and obviously the approach that he wants to go into the game with.
Sekhukhune United come back later on that day at 6 p.m. They take on TS Galaxy. No more Sipombule is at Orlando Pirates. So Sekhukhune United, I think TS Galaxy enough on 1-0.
No, Mara Sipo was not playing a lot of games even go Skukuni. I don't think they will be affected because of Sipo. I think and they've always been every day Hakisheva social media, Instagram, I see Skukuni is unveiling someone or announcing someone. So Lebona, they've been busy go marketing with team for Orlando Pirates player being there in the midfield. So I think Lebona on paper at the moment they are a very strong team that can compete. TS Galaxy has been selling instead of buying, but we know TS believes in teams believes in getting the unknowns and giving them an opportunity, and then when they are ready and then when they are established players, then he sells. I think Skukuni will be the one about winning this one.
The following day, first game, Stellenbosch take on Amazulu. Stellenbosch had a very, very beautiful season last season. We saw how they did in the CAF Confederations Cup and then finishing number 3 again in the league. Despite losing most of their key players, they keep coming back, they soldier on, they fight, always find replacements for their key players. And the replacements then become key players who then become signed, and it becomes a cycle. If you ask me, the odds should favor Stellenbosch to win this one. But because Polo, honestly, I see Stellenbosch winning 2-1.
Yeah, Stellenbosch, their planning process and it is working for them. Their development is not a development Kalibiso. They are using their development players. I mean, they usually sign for the senior team. They usually sign less players between 20 and 24. And then the rest of the players, by using the players that are playing for their DDC team. So already that tells you their DDC team is not a DDC team. There's a reason why there's that team. That means also the under 19 and under 17s, their scouting process already. The players they know who in the next 3-4 years they will be playing for the senior team. So the chain, their development and how they move players up, it is working for them. That model works for them, and they know they're a selling team. They know every season they'll definitely lose 3 or 4 players, and they're happy with that because they can't compete with other teams financially, right? So that works for them. They will probably do okay again this coming season. The first game, MTN8. I see the game going into the penalties with Amazulu and Amazulu because also it's a new team, like a very young team. Coach Arthur obviously believes in young players, and he's a coach that loves coaching. He's a coach that is passionate about what he's doing and improving players. So if anything to go by, I know that he'll also do well this upcoming season. Them against Stelis, it will go into extra time and then on penalties.
Later on, Kabuyelo, Mamelodi Sundowns come back same day. They take on Richards Bay. So now when it comes to domestic competitions, Mamelodi Sundowns are not really convincing and they are not the strongest. When it's the League CAF Champions League, then you can predict or they can make it as far as the semi-finals at least. Mona, they take on Richards Bay. Richards Bay will definitely be the underdogs, Mole.
Yeah.
They've also just lost a few key players. Obviously, Orlando Pirates took one of their players, Mbutuma.
Yeah.
He's with Pirates now, and he was one of their most consistent player last season. So, banally, a bit of players that they're missing. They need to find a bit of depth as well. Mamelodi Sundowns are well rested, so I don't know. What do you see happening there? Hey, for some reason, I see Richards Bay going.
Wena vela what is on TV? What a fire free pass. No. I think no. I see Sundowns winning this one. Richards Bay, they're also doing well. They unveiled about eight players early last week or 2 weeks back. About 8 or 9 players that they signed. We saw Zuke, who's from Golden Arrows. They signed him. A good player, an experienced player that will help him. He plays as a centre back and also as a central midfielder. Very, very good player. But more of them, it's obviously the unknowns and then the young players. They lost players that the older or experienced players too went to cheaper. Figo and Kimang, their winger come striker. They went to cheaper. Inexperienced team, based on what they've signed and what they played with, the players that they played with towards the end of the season. Inexperienced, very energetic, move a lot. I think in terms of energy wise, they'll give Mamelodi Sundowns a good run for their money. But with Sundowns being well rested, with experience, that obviously that they've picked up from the Club World Cup, the national team, the players that are there in G. So I think experience itla win that game. Do we expect the same type of football that they showed, they displayed in the Club World Cup? Not now. I don't think 2 weeks it's enough in terms of getting the players back, go the right fitness levels to play at that intensity that they've played Coco World Cup. But as the season progresses, then you'll see the same type of intensity that they've showed, the same type of football that they displayed at Club World Cup.
Grootman, sticking with Mamelodi Sundowns, they loaned Thembinkosi Lodge to Wydad Casablanca, obviously joining his former coach Rulane Mokoena. He had a very beautiful time, Lebona. We saw how he played at the FIFA Club World Cup. He raised his hand and proved that I am still that guy. I still have it in me. Wydad Casablanca then gets into negotiation with Mamelodi Sundowns. They were hoping to sign him full time, and he was going to be their player. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, just when everything was supposed to be signed and sealed, stand corrected, obviously, Mamelodi Sundowns then demanded more money. So Wydad Casablanca seemed to have lost interest in Thembinkosi Lodge. So we could see him in Pitori next season. Does this mean that maybe Mamelodi Sundowns finally saw value in him and they were like, no, we can't lose him. Let's rather charge a ridiculous amount of money, let those lose interest, and then he's going to come back and play?
Sure. It is sad from a player's point of view, because Kishoho that he wanted to stay away that, right? Because he had a good time. He regained his form. He played well, and then they love him there. And then he was having a good time. Said that he's obviously not presented that opportunity to go back. but on the flip side or the business side of things is that football works. How about loan? You must, as a fella or loan spell fella, you must go back at your team, right? and this is exactly what is happening. As of gore ba mo turisa o jwang, we are not sure on how much he was bought or got from Pirates, right? And because of that, maybe that influences the amount of money that Mamelodi Sundowns wants from Wydad, and also the value high based on the performance called Club World Cup. So there's a lot of factors that maybe can be considered in putting that price tag. Mara hape we don't know what was the reason. Are they going to use him now? And for me, if they are going to use him, because he has proven that he deserves to play. He's doing well. He still has it. He's a good player. So if you don't want to sell him, then you are saying you are going to use him, then sharp. You can do that. But if you are not going to use him, but then and also deny him to go where he's going to play, then it becomes a problem.
No, fully agreed, Khotman. Banyana, on Saturday we almost had a heart attack watching those penalties. But Andy Lezamini came through for the country, and beautiful penalty kick-outs, honestly. They're now going to face a giant.
Nigeria.
Yeah, they're going to face a giant in Nigeria. Not that Banyana are not giants. They're giants themselves, also given the fact that they're the defending champions. How are we going to beat Nigeria, Khotman? Is it even possible to beat them at this point?
It is possible. I think 2 weeks ago I did say we are going to win, Mara. We are not really playing the rhythm that we've always played with. We are not really doing well as a team. And individual players has been our key strength more. They make us go through into the next stage. I think this tournament, that's the case. It's going to be exactly that. As a team, we are not really doing well as Banyana that we've always watched. Again, it is normal because of a lot of players, Babancha and younger, inexperienced. So it's normal with that. And it's a strength that when you are not playing well, you still win games. It's a strength. And that strength will be the one that takes us into the final. When we know any national team that any level national team, when we play against Nigeria, it becomes a crash game, right? So exactly that, it's going to be that. That also, it's a motivation for Banyana to say, hey, for you to defend this trophy, Yalona, you must go through this difficult opponents and you know what it's like who lose against that team. So it's not allowed. We cannot afford to lose against that team. So we must be we must bring our A game that day individually, as a group and as a team. We must bring our A game for us to go through into the final. And then I believe that Kausani will definitely win that game.
Score prediction?
Very close one, 2-1.
In favor of Banyana.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the final? Who do you see in the final?
It's us. Another semi-final league, Morocco. And it's not Algeria. Is it Algeria? Because I know ke Banyana yakada, so it's Morocco and Algeria.
Yeah, it's Morocco, Algeria.
Yeah. Algeria, they are underdogs. They are underdogs because they have not been doing well. The past tournaments, I think it's their first in few years, whatever. And then Morocco, it's one of the giants of women's football. It was not even thought that Algeria will go this far, go this tournament, but they managed to obviously be here. Morocco and Banyana will be in the final.
Excuse me, Khotman, my mistake. It's Morocco versus Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah.
Morocco, and I'm going with Morocco.
No, I also saw them play. They're very strong.
Yeah,
so
I'm going with Morocco.
I understand. I'd also go with Morocco. Khotmani, any new signings, new transfers, anything interesting that you may have heard about? You guys are legends of the game, so some things you are privy of. Especially go Kaizer Chiefs, because I have a question here from someone on TikTok, Ari. Who do you see Kaizer Chiefs signing just before the season starts? Do you see them signing any other players?
Sure. I saw something about Lebu Phiri, that him and his representatives with the club before they went to Netherlands, but the talks were stalled by the team going away. So he's interested. He's interested to,
and he's a very good player.
Play for Kaizer Chiefs, but he's hoping also that they will continue where they left off Kadi talks, and hopefully he will be a Kaizer Chiefs player. Would he help the club? He's a good player with a vast experience, right? I think adding him into already the midfielders that the club has, he might obviously help in changing how the team will play this season. He might help with helping other players to change obviously their attitude towards games, also to be fighters in moments where dilo ga di tlhakane, in moments where things are not going their way in terms of how they want to play. Now they must rely on fully fighting and then competing and then trying to win the game, or to influence the result of the game by more aggression than playing nice. I think he would be an interesting but very a good signing.
We have another question here, Khotman. Barry, what's the story about the Cape Town City boys? Did they sign or not? Remember, there were 4 boys that Cape Town City offered to Mamelodi Sundowns, and it was just that no one told us whether they signed or what happened.
No. I don't think they've signed already. As we said earlier on, things have been quiet. So nothing has been confirmed yet. At least the way it's been. But as things stands, they still Cape Town City players, and we will know in the next few weeks to come.
Siwelela FC join the Betway Premiership next season.
Yeah.
They've appointed Letsholonyane, who's played for Bloemfontein Celtics. He was Bloemfontein Celtics captain, so he understands the culture that side. But he doesn't really have much players. Of course, they still have Vincent Pule. I think now there are still contractual conversations that they're having with him. but they just lost one of their key players who played in the midfield to Kaizer Chiefs, Ndlovu. He's going to be with Kaizer Chiefs. How do you see Letsholonyane team performing this season?
No, I think they still have
it's Tyson
decent
that they
players.
lost.
They still have decent players because of that group. Yeah, Super Sport. It's still there. Kaofela, right? Besides the few, obviously, that you have mentioned that have gone already. But from first team, DDC, and development, all the players are still there, which makes it a bit easier for Coach Seama to have at least a foundation. And the past week or so, they've been having the assessments at ASO, and then I know that Mlambo was one of the players that have been assessed Coco Super Sport that past 2 weeks or so, and then whether he will be signed or not, obviously we'll see when they play their first game or when they do announce their new players. But Coach Seama, we all know that he's a good coach. He has done well in teams that he has coached, and those teams had sort of average players, unknown players, but he turned the team to be a team that is strong, that can compete, and then that also fights to win at least a trophy or two.
I know, man. Thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to see Banyana in action, and then I also can't wait to see you over the weekend playing against the legends that are. How should we let the legends that go Devon?
Yeah, we definitely going to win. Sure, retlo win. But with us, it's Lala bolela batho ba baholo ele ya walker lo. So it's more entertainment than anything. So I'm sure that we are going to have fun. I'm sure that supporters are going to enjoy themselves. They must just go and buy the new jersey that was launched today, and then and come at the stadium. Moses Mapida, a lot of entertainment that will be there, and a day of football, man. It's
I know. Monday when you come back, man, I'll remind you if you guys lose. If you guys lose, thank you so much, man. I think
No. Thanks once more for staying with me and for having this conversation, or listening rather to these conversations. Again, Skalebala. Do send your questions, do send your comments, and then your questions will try and answer the ones that we can. And then let's engage.